For years, Princess Leonor has lived under a level of scrutiny that few people could ever imagine. As the future Queen of Spain, every speech, every appearance, and every decision has been examined by supporters and critics alike. Some questioned whether she was ready for the enormous responsibility that awaits her. Others doubted whether the young royal could successfully carry the weight of a centuries-old institution into the future. But in recent years, something remarkable has happened. Without engaging in controversy, without public arguments, and without dramatic responses, Princess Leonor has gradually transformed the conversation surrounding her. Through discipline, preparation, and quiet determination, she has managed to answer many of her critics in the most powerful way possible, not with words but with actions. Today, many observers believe that Princess Leonor has accomplished something few expected. She has changed perceptions and strengthened her image as the future of the Spanish monarchy. And the way she did it has surprised everyone. From the moment she was born in 2005, Princess Leonor's destiny was already written. As the eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she was destined to become Spain's future queen. But being born into royalty does not guarantee public approval. In fact, expectations surrounding Leonor have always been incredibly high. Throughout her childhood, critics questioned whether she would be able to adapt to such an extraordinary role. Some wondered whether growing up in a modern world would make it difficult for the monarchy to remain relevant. Others compared her to previous generations and questioned whether she possessed the experience and maturity necessary for leadership. Because she spent much of her early life protected from excessive media exposure, there were even voices claiming that she lacked public presence. But while speculation continued outside palace walls, Leonor herself remained focused on something entirely different. Preparation. Unlike many public figures who answer criticism directly, Princess Leonor followed a different path. She concentrated on education, discipline, and understanding the responsibilities that awaited her. Those close to the royal institution often emphasized that King Felipe and Queen Letizia wanted their daughter to be prepared for every aspect of royal duty. That preparation became increasingly visible as the years passed. One of the major turning points came in 2018. At just 13 years old, Princess Leonor delivered her first major public speech during the anniversary celebration of the Spanish Constitution. Many people were curious about how the young princess would perform. The pressure was enormous. Millions were watching, but Leonor appeared calm, composed, and remarkably confident. Her speech immediately attracted praise from commentators who noted her poise and maturity. For many observers, that appearance marked the beginning of a change in public perception. Suddenly, some of the doubts that had surrounded her started to fade. Yet criticism did not disappear completely. As she entered her teenage years, questions continued. Could she handle the international stage? Would she be capable of representing Spain with dignity and confidence? Could she earn respect beyond ceremonial appearances? Princess Leonor's answer came through continued preparation. In 2021, she moved to Wales to attend the prestigious UWC Atlantic College. Leaving home and adapting to an international environment represented a major challenge. Far from the comforts of royal life in Madrid, Leonor joined students from many countries and cultures. The experience exposed her to different perspectives and allowed her to grow independently. Reports from classmates and teachers frequently highlighted her humility and willingness to participate as an ordinary student. Rather than seeking special treatment, she reportedly focused on learning and contributing like everyone else. For supporters of the monarchy, this reinforced the image of a future queen who understood the importance of connecting with younger generations. Still, there were critics who argued that academic achievements alone were not enough. They believed the true test would come when Princess Leonor began taking on greater responsibilities. And eventually, that moment arrived. As she reached adulthood, Leonor started assuming a more prominent role in royal life. Her appearances became more frequent. Her speeches became more confident. And her sense of responsibility became increasingly apparent. One event in particular captured national attention. On her 18th birthday, Princess Leonor swore allegiance to the Spanish Constitution before Parliament. The ceremony represented a historic milestone. It was not simply a symbolic event. It signaled her formal commitment to the future role she would one day inherit. Across Spain, many people saw the occasion as evidence that the monarchy's next generation was ready. Images from the ceremony spread around the world. Observers praised her dignity and professionalism. Even some previously skeptical commentators acknowledged the significance of the moment. But perhaps the greatest factor in changing public opinion has been something much simpler. Consistency. Over the years, Princess Leonor has maintained a remarkably steady image. In an era where controversy dominates headlines and public figures often become involved in endless disputes, Leonor has largely avoided unnecessary distractions. She has remained focused on her duties. She has respected tradition while embracing modern expectations. And she has shown patience rather than impatience. That consistency has gradually built trust. Another major chapter began when she entered military training. For Spain's future monarch, military preparation is an important tradition. Yet many understood that the experience would be physically and emotionally demanding. Princess Leonor entered the Zaragoza Military Academy with determination. The images that emerged from her training attracted considerable attention. People saw a young woman participating in rigorous exercises and embracing the same standards expected of her fellow cadets. The experience demonstrated commitment and discipline. Supporters praised her willingness to undergo demanding preparation rather than relying solely on ceremonial roles. For many Spaniards, this strengthened the perception that she was taking her future responsibilities seriously. And once again, critics found themselves with fewer arguments. What surprised many observers was the fact that Leonor never appeared interested in proving anyone wrong. She never launched attacks against critics. She never engaged in public battles. She never attempted to create headlines through controversy. Instead, she allowed time and performance to speak for themselves. That approach has arguably become her greatest strength. Because while criticism can be loud, consistency is powerful. And over time, actions tend to carry more weight than speculation. Royal experts frequently note that King Felipe VI himself has followed a similar philosophy throughout his reign. Perhaps Princess Leonor has inherited not only his position but also his understanding that trust is built slowly and carefully. Of course, no public figure can silence every critic completely. Differences of opinion are natural in any democracy, and debates about the role of monarchies continue throughout Europe. But what has changed significantly is the tone of the discussion. Where doubts once dominated, admiration and curiosity have increasingly taken their place. Many people who once questioned whether Leonor could handle the pressures of her future role now view her as one of the strongest assets of the Spanish royal family. Her calm demeanor, her educational achievements, her commitment to military training, and her ability to avoid unnecessary controversy have all contributed to that transformation. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of her journey is that it happened gradually. There was no dramatic moment, no shocking revelation, no sudden event that changed everything overnight. Instead, Princess Leonor earned growing respect through years of patience and preparation. In a world obsessed with instant success and constant attention, her approach has been refreshingly different. She has shown that leadership is not always about speaking the loudest. Sometimes, it is about remaining focused when others doubt you. Sometimes, it is about allowing actions to tell the story. And perhaps that is exactly how Princess Leonor managed to silence so many palace critics. Not through confrontation, not through scandal, and not through grand gestures, but through discipline, consistency, and a quiet determination that has gradually reshaped public perception. As the future queen continues her journey, new challenges will undoubtedly emerge. Expectations will remain high, the spotlight will remain intense, and debates about the monarchy's future will certainly continue. But one thing has become increasingly clear. The young princess who once faced endless questions has steadily evolved into a figure who commands growing respect. And in doing so, Princess Leonor may have achieved something that many thought impossible. She answered her critics without ever needing to fight them. And perhaps that is why her response has proven to be the